here with Kim G from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. How you doing?
Fine. How you doing? Thanks for coming.
Oh, great. Well, I'm just going to dive right into it.
Go ahead.
All the chatter on the internet says that you're two-faced and you flip-flop, so let's hear your side of the story.
You know what? I don't really flip-flop. You got to remember, I'm caught in the middle. I was always caught in the middle from day one, okay? I befriended Danielle. The girls live in this town. You know, Jacqueline's my neighbor, you know, and it was difficult for me because, you know, being friends with Danielle, they didn't want to be friends with me, and, you know, that kind of made me feel a little bit bad, but I understood Caroline's position and all the rest of the girls. And I'm not really two-faced. It's like someone walk in my shoes and see how they would feel being me around, you know, these women.
So do you feel like you're more a victim of editing on the TV show?
Yeah, I do. I absolutely do. Because they show a lot, but then there's a lot they don't show. You know what I'm saying? So I think editing plays, you know, a lot. It really does. Yeah.
And now, how long have you been friends with Danielle?
Well, we're not really friends right now, okay? And that came out last night on the show when she said, "Kim, who?" But I met Danielle at a luncheon. I was invited to a luncheon, and that's how we became friends. That was last year, so let's say around last September. You know?
Now, speaking of luncheons, I just have to ask your opinion.
Yes.
Because I thought it was really weird, but you attended the luncheon in honor of her daughter,
yeah,
where her daughter was not there.
Oh, I found that really absurd. I mean, here she's having a luncheon, and like my daughter would have been there. I would have had my daughter and all her friends, and my girlfriends, just my really close friends, would have been there. It wouldn't have been all these other women. And by the way, a lot of those women were like, they're just acquaintances. They're not even like great friends of hers. I mean, I think they were pulled out of the woodwork, so to speak.
All right, so now let's go back to the brownstone.
Oh boy. Go ahead, shoot.
Now, do you think it was really necessary for her to bring a whole entourage that night? Did you really think something was going to happen?
Absolutely not. Nothing was going to happen. It's a fundraiser for a baby that was sick. Okay, now when I went to Danielle's house, I mean, I really thought it was just her and I going, and Harry was driving us. She invited me. I didn't know that behind the scenes that she had this whole plan of these Hells Angels and that mophead Danny P coming with us. Actually, Danny came with us and the guys met us there. So I was really surprised and I was really disturbed. And, you know, to have an escort like that, that's not my kind of man, you know.
But did he at least make you feel safe?
I didn't need to feel safe. I had Harry there. Why did I need to feel safe? There was nothing going to happen, you know, really. And there was a lot of police officers in that building that evening also. So, I mean, what did she think was going to happen, really?
Now, you were there in the middle of everything with the whole, there wasn't a table for them and all that. So was there stuff that happened that we didn't see?
Well, let me explain what I knew, okay? If I can, I want to go back to how, you know, when I was first invited, and then I went to Danielle's house, and I was sitting in the kitchen, and we were talking about what was going to go on that evening, and I heard the doorbell ring, and all of a sudden I looked and I thought, God, this guy had to be like a pizza delivery guy or a gardener, and it was Danny. And he came in with a bag. He had a duffel bag. And when he came in, Danielle came into the kitchen by me with her daughter Christine, and they two started to go at it because Danielle wanted Christine to allow Danny to go upstairs into her bathroom to take a shower. And the girls go, no, 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 Mom, no, no, no. And she's going, well, you can't take it in the other bathrooms. They're like broke. So I assume that he went up into Christine's bathroom and he did take a shower. He came back, and I believe again he had the same outfit on. Jeans, hair like this, like he was going to a ball game with beers as opposed to a fundraiser for a baby.
Now, you know, back to that night, you were also very visibly upset about what Danny said to Chris, who happens to be your son's best friend.
Yes.
Outside.
Yes.
Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
You know, I was really upset because, like I said, that is my son's best friend, and it was uncalled for. Chris didn't do anything wrong, okay, and Danny just decided, you know, to mouth off and say these terrible things about Chris, and even inside he was mouthing off. But I believe that he mouthed off because he had his little entourage, and maybe if he was alone, he wouldn't have done that. You know, he was just like, he was acting like a real punk, and it's just, I was very, very embarrassed. And even when we were standing outside waiting to leave, Harry was nowhere to be found. Harry, I called him on the phone. I said, you have to come right and pull up in front and get us out of here. He goes, I'm in Newark having dinner. Well, I didn't even know he was leaving, and really, I was not happy that he left because Newark was a half hour away. So here we were in the front, and cameras were rolling, and Danny proceeded to keep going on and on and on and calling him all kinds of names. I didn't know what to do. I just stood there and just watched him, and I couldn't wait to get out of there.
So now, after that, you ended up throwing her a birthday party at the
Yes. Yeah. I threw a birthday party for her because that was her first adult party that she's ever had, and I was a friend to her, and I wanted to give her that party. I worked very hard. I coordinated with a caterer that's a very good friend of mine, Fabulous Foods, and we had it down in Jersey City, and it was beautiful. I didn't miss a beat. And here's what happened, actually. I gave her the directions to give to all her friends. She said invite everyone from the first luncheon at El Tulipano. And what happened was the morning of the party, Kathy Innocenti called me up and says, Kim, we don't have anybody coming. I said, oh my God, what do you mean? She goes, nobody's coming. I said, okay, we've got to fill this room. My friend has prepared this wonderful party for her. So what I did was I called my friends. I had them network and call everyone else of their friends. So that's how I filled the room. And she was not happy about me bringing up about Danny at that particular time. But you know what? She ruined that baby's fundraising night. I was going to ruin her party. Okay, how did she like it? Okay, because I knew that she wasn't going to come to me and discuss what went on at the Brownstone, because you can't sit down and really have a conversation with her or be logical, because she just jumps down your throat. It's basically you're walking on eggshells.
Online, at Danielle's birthday party you threw for her, you brought in strippers. So how did that all come down? Well,
actually, what happened was between the Brownstone event and her birthday party, that's where her game ended and mine began, because she was doing some things, some sneaky off-camera things, and I thought to myself, she ruined that baby's fundraiser. So guess what? I'm gonna let her see how it's gonna be to ruin her birthday party. So what I did was, I didn't tell anyone except my mother-in-law that I was bringing strippers in, and what I did was I brought 3 guys in, and I said to Danielle, I said, maybe you can teach them a thing or two, and they just started dancing, and we all started getting crazy with them, and so not my style, but just to see, like, look what we're doing, look at your party, look what's going on, okay? You didn't like it, did you? Okay, but it's okay if you did that to them. So it was kind of like me just like giving it back to her. And she was not happy either, trust me. Let's talk about the poll. The day that we went down there, Danielle told me that we were going to be a spectator. I did not know that I was going to be a participant. Okay, so of course I went along with it. I'm a good friend. I'm a good sport. I drove down there with her and another girl. We walked in, and the next thing I know, that we're going up there. I did not have any clothes with me for that, because I didn't think I was going to be doing that. I borrowed shorts from her. I borrowed a shirt from somebody else, and that's how I, went up there. I was a good sport. I didn't want to go up there. I was embarrassed. I'm not about that. It's obvious that I didn't know what I was doing. While she was stripping, I was in college. Okay.
So now your son's been friends with Caroline's son for a long time.
Yes.
Now I thought I heard on the show once that you invited Caroline to lunch and she didn't come.
That's correct.
Did you feel insulted by that?
Not at all. I understood. I guess she felt like, leave it alone. If it's not broken, don't fix it. And, I actually wanted to go to lunch with her and just discuss with her that, what, my son and your son's relationship are very important. And what goes on between, adults will never break that relationship up, because my son had said to me, Mom, I can't believe you with Danielle, and it's going to really affect my relationship with Chris. I said, I'll take care of it. And, Caroline took care of it also on her end, talking to Chris about not to ruin the relationship. And it's perfect still,